Hello guys, welcome to Tarot Predictions. This is going to be your reading for the 9th and 10th of November 2017, which is meant to be your midweek reading. And for 11th and 12th, we are going to do the weekend reading. So that being said, let's jump directly to the cards. This is going to be one card per star sign, guys, and the first one comes for Aries. And for Aries, this for the end of the working week, for what we can say, we do have the Nine of Pentacles. So this for Aries, it does look like that they're going to be rather more successful into their career and as well into their relationship. It's going to be at times of where they have to be playful and joyful with whatever comes into their way. But apart from that, this card shows that they will kind of be able to also improve their financial state in a certain way. So they are going to place their financial matters even farther than what they are right now, and they will also be able to place their matters into their career further as they are right now, which means breakthrough into one project, progress into chasing a certain position into one career and these kind of stuff. But most important thing is this card, either in career or in relationship, is associated with one catches up something big. So one catches up the big fish that is plunging into the waters. That being said, you have to prepare, Aries, for something big that is coming into your way. Big in a sense of big gains that you may have. Of course, if you are willing to put the good work and to chase it, that's the condition here. How to do so? You need to extract from your previous experience as well, and you need to have that self-confidence and self-awareness that you can make it, even though if it does look like a bit overwhelming at the start. For Tauruses, the card is going to be the the Ace of Cups, excuse me. So Taurus rather are going to indulge this week into an emotional fulfillment. So what is going to happen? Many people are associating this card with dream come true, and this isn't exactly a dream come true, guys. It's more like a something you have planned or something that you have wished, which isn't a enormous thing. What I mean is that you may wish to be a princess, but this ain't gonna happen just because you have the Ace of Cups coming up. However, whatever it is up to happen for you today or tomorrow is going to bring great enjoyment in your heart. That could be the reconciliation you are waiting, that could be the person that you want to be with, that could be the project that you are after and you want it, you want that project to be given to you. It will be something, guys, coming up in your way, or it could be the peacemaker into your troublesome relationship as well. Whatever it is, it's going to force an impending change there, which through that change, how can I place it in words? Through that change, the old patterns, the old difficulties, the old plans as well are gonna simply lose difference, because looking the world through that change, your heart is going to overflow with joy, and nothing will seem the same through that overflowing joy. And this joy is going to transcend everyday's routine toward a better, much more fulfilled, and much more higher level of satisfaction. For Gemini, now Gemini, today and tomorrow will be a little bit tense for you. Tense in the sense that you are going to face difficulties almost in every field of your life, like into your career, into your relationship. You will start doubting yourself, which isn't a good thing here. I mean, you need to clinch into your mental awareness that some things are not your fault. Speaking of which, as I said, you are going to start doubt. For example, you may start doubt that you are good enough into your career. You may start doubt that your partner is faithful, for example. You may start doubt that you are you know, you can keep on living in the same standard as you are living right now, and that you have to lower your standard of living. These kind of doubts, guys, they are going to really get to you. You may start doubt that your position in your career is as stable as you think it is, and these kind of sort. You need to know that these kind of doubts, they are self-imposed most likely. And yeah, some of you Geminis may not put the necessary effort in order to consolidate their positions, and their doubts and their fears are not in vain. But for most of you, they are. It is just these self-doubts and doubts in the situations you are most likely inflicted because the situation isn't developing as fast as you want to develop, or it isn't developing as good as you want to develop, although it is still developing into an average level. That being said, you have to learn here to appreciate, well, to appreciate any kind of progress, even a small one, at your behalf, because the small progress, it is just the tip of the avalanche. And if you you know, if you cope with it, and if you try to work out with it and these kind of stuff, it's inevitably it's going to transform into something rather more huge as a benefit. Then we are going to Cancer. For Cancer, we do have the Five of Swords. So Cancer have to be extremely careful how they tackle with people in the next couple of days, the 9th and the 10th of November. They risk to be humiliated. They risk to be slipped down on the precipitous slope with a lie. They risk to be misused into a certain activity. Also, that could play out in a very different way for them. It could play out that they are the one with a power here. They are the one who are using their power through high self-righteousness, high sense of self-righteousness, and through that sense, they will not pay attention on the things they do wrong, thinking that the quarry here does approve the costs for it, and that's not the truth, guys. What I can advise you with this card, Cancers, is to take it easy, be quiet, try to not do any major things through that week. And of course, if you don't have to tackle with a person that makes you feel uncomfortable, you don't do that. Because as I told you, you have a high chance of being humiliated today and tomorrow. That being said, if you do have a major things in these couple of days, and you have the chance to, you know, to postpone them for a different period of time, like after this week or whatever, I can advise you to do so. But again, be very careful with what kind of people you are surrounding yourself, because some of them are going to have rather surreptitious intentions towards you, noxious intentions, which are meant to, you know, to bereft you from certain possessions that you do have. Next one, that will be Leo. And for Leo, we do have the Eight of Swords. So Leo will not be able to make any improvement this couple of days, nor into their career or into their relationship. Why? First of all, because there will be some sort of distortion into Leo's communication. It does look like that they will not be able to get through a certain people, in a sense that these people are not going to understand them, or they will pretend that they are not understanding, so it can be their way. However, these kind of setbacks or setbacks are not, how can I put it here in words? These kind of setbacks are not presented without Leo's contribution. So Leo have done something in the past to really make the situation as the situation is right now, in a dead-end situation, in a certain way. How Leo can unlock this, how Leo can move forward with that, they need to do something different. They need to start thinking outside of the box. And that often comes with changing an opinion or changing a perspective. It is very crucial, and if you have difficulties to do so, changing perspective, you have to try to place yourself into your opponent shoes, your partner's shoes, your boss shoes, you name it, with whomever you do have these kind of difficulties in tackling with, and difficulties with getting along, if um, if I may express myself that way. For Virgo, we do have the Queen of Wands, guys. So Virgo will have a high sense, or is this the expression? They will have the knack how to enjoy life in these couple of days. Virgo are going to plunge themselves deep into the human nature. That gives you a fantastic opportunity, guys, to make peace with rivals that you do have, to mm, uh, kind of like convince people to give you what you want, especially talking about career. If you are chasing a certain project, if you are chasing certain results or a certain improvement from your bosses or your supervisors, now is the time to do it. So on top of that, guys, this card shows acute business sense, very favorable for those who are running private business. It does look like that you will be able to win a very big client for yourself. It does look like that you will be able to either present a new service on the market with great success if you present it in the next couple of days, and so on. If we're talking about your relationship with this card, guys, it's going to be rather passionate relationship where you will constantly try to present a challenge to your partner, and you will demand their full attention on top of that, but that attention that you demand will not go away unrewarded, so it will kind of like worth it for their end. So the next one, that is going to be Libra, excuse me. For Libra, we have the Five of Wands. A lot of things are going on for you guys. That will be a very, very dynamic couple of days where there will be a lot of surprises, a lot of around turns, and it does depend how you accept those surprises and around turns. Are they going to be favorable or disfavorable for you? And they will be favorable, but they may not come as a pleasant surprise, and so on. So it is not excluded as well that you will have a certain argument with your family, for example, or with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or your boss, you name it, but there are not going to be these hostile arguments. There will be just an argument of finding truths here. And if you are capable to, how can I express myself, if you are capable to be agile in your in your communication, and if you are capable not to burst out with emotions, there will be a great productivity from these kind of arguments. I mean, first of all, the truth will be revealed. Second of all, there will be reached an agreement here. A true plan will be created in between the parties, how to move on forward, and that plan will be also kept moving on into the future. There is one thing I want to say also about that card, Libras, is that there is someone that wants something you have, and they want it desperately. However, they will not dare taking it right now. However, you have to spot the adversary these couple of days. The next one, it's Scorpio. Wow. Okay. So, guys, we do have the Ten of Swords. And yeah, this is a very, very unsuitable, unpleasant card, and it comes with loss, most likely. Loss in a sense of being betrayed, loss in a sense of tragedy, loss in a sense of, circumstances that simply deprives us from success, or suddenly something that seems very, very solid for ourselves, it turns out to be extremely fragile and shatters. So that could be an unexpected breakup into our relationship. That could be an unexpected firing from our work. It could be an unexpected failure of our project. It could be simply, it could go as well as a break of our, let's say, let me give myself for an example. This card come up as a malfunction of my TV or of my PlayStation or whatever, you know. It is something very, very unpleasant that you cannot do anything to deal with right now in this very moment. However, there is a solution to these kind of difficulties, that you can regain back your glory, you can regain back your grace. Why this card is coming up? It is because it requires from you a final choice to be made. It requires from you irrevocable decisions to be set, because you are approaching an ending of an era in your life, Scorpios. And what follows up next, it's from a higher necessity for your future development. So it's something that we will not understand right now, but it has its reasons, and these reasons are higher than our needs, and we have to basically deal with it. For Sagittarius, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. So guys, a very positive heart. It does look like that something which take a lot of time for preparing now will start bearing fruit. You will have the eyes for the subtleties, excuse me, in your life, especially productive into your career. It means that you will be able to improve your project. In other words, I like to say about that card that you will be able to make what you want to make the way you want to make it. So you want to make your project in a certain way, you will do it, and it will happen just the way you have imagined it to happen. If we're talking about your career, of course, it does for a private business people, that card shows what one is start going to earn a lot of money from now on. As I said, something that took a lot of time of preparing is going to start bearing fruit for you as well, guys. Talking about your career, especially those singles, this card shows that it is time now to step out into the world and to show that we are ready to receive love. Very, very important card. So start dating. Friday is coming up. If you do have a proposal from somebody, even if you don't have an interest in him or in her, just go out, have fun, let the world spot you that you are ready, as I said, to receive love. Those into already existing relationship with this card, it is time to become much more serious right now, and you have to sit down with your partner and make the plan for your distant future. Capricorns, for you we do have the Ten of Pentacles, guys, and this couple of days you will most likely spend the time in your family, surrounded by the warmth of a human nature there, and the the support from the very close ones. But if that's not the case, then this card comes as a detachment from a certain obligations, or rather like detachment from a certain what is the English word here, guys? Not addiction, but a certain change that someone has on you. So it's kind of like a certain influence. You will become much more independent. This card for your career, it does look for a huge finances, in a sense that you will get the resources you need to further your things into your career in the next couple of days. Talking about your relationship, as I said, this is also valid here, that you will receive the warmth of your loved ones, and as well, if something happened to shook the trust in between you and your partner, it does look like that in these couple of days it will be made up for it. What I mean is that you will regain back the trust of your partner, or your partner will regain your trust back on their plate, which means that you will be able to fix, consolidate, and strengthen, quench your relationship, you name it. It's the most strongest expression for consolidating one relationship. For Aquarius, that will be the Seven of Swords. And now it's time for the next couple of days, Aquarius, to have a strong spine in a sense that you should not take no for an answer here. It's basically you need to go after what you have been owned and what you deserve. It is very important that you take a precautionary measures, however, not to being bereft from a certain positivities, certain gains that you do deserve. This is also very important. Talking about your relationship, guys, it is time to slam the table and just to tell what you really expect, and what your partner is really doing wrong into one relationship. That is going to cause, let's say, it's going to cause any kind of arguments in there, fights, you know, scandals, if you want to say it that way. But exactly through those scandals and arguments, it is how you will be able to get what you want. Talking about your career, you should be very careful how much help you give to your colleagues and to your bosses and so on, because this card shows that you may be involved in a battle you don't have to be in there, okay? So that being said, you need to follow your own personal agenda. And before people say that this is selfish, selfish means to take advantage of resources which aren't yours, you know, and use them for your personal benefit. Following your own agenda and following your own happiness, this isn't selfish. It's called life. So yeah, you basically have to do something for your personal circumstances this time for a change, Aquarius. And last but not least, we go to Pisces, and we have for them a Four of Pentacles. So you Pisces, it is very advisable right now to take on already existing patterns and existing convictions in your life. You have to do some approaches and some steps toward ensuring a very, very stable future, either into your relationship or either into your career. This card shows that you need to take on a defensive matters toward defensive position, excuse me, toward everybody who tries to change something in your routine, something to change something into your career or something into your relationship. This card shows that you should not leave by any circumstances your comfort zone during this couple of weeks, which means that you have to do only these kind of activities, you have to attend, excuse me, to only these kind of activities, Pisces, which makes you feel comfortable. Whatever doesn't make you feel comfortable, whatever you think that have a too big risk to be done, you don't have to go for it, and it's advisable not to go for it, because you have, for what it seems, guys, much to lose. You just go for the already known way, you just go for the already approved approaches and the way how to tackle certain activities, and this is how you're going to become most prosperable in the next couple of days. Also, this card, guys, shows that you have a some certain chance to stock up additional resources, which means money in your bank account. That being said, this was the tarot reading for the 9th and 10th of November, guys, the midweek tarot reading here at Tarot Predictions, and I thank you all for watching. If you do want a private reading with me, you can purchase one at www.tarotpredictions.net, which is written here in the description of the video. And as well, if you do wish to support the channel, you can make a subscription also at my website, going at the members only section. And you can choose there are a variety of subscriptions there, so you can choose just the one that suits you best. And also at this page you're going to find full description what you're gonna get in return for your subscription. That being said, guys, it was a pleasure to be your host today, and we're going to see each other around. Until then, bye.